Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. It is the story of the four freedoms. I was talking to my barber yesterday, and we were discussing how our children um, kind of want to be able to do whatever they want to be able to do without us saying anything about it. And he said, my family did well, but we still had some struggles, and those struggles made me appreciative. And I said, yeah, I often worried about, I don't know, worries is not the right word, but I was concerned about my children's ability to be grateful for what they had without having the struggle that I had. I knew a lot of my great gratitude came from coming up with very, very, very little. And so I was grateful for everything. And I wondered, do you have to go through that kind of deprivation to be grateful? And the moment I worried about that or wondered about that years ago, the scripture came to me: unto whom much is given, much is required. And so I flipped it and I said, much is required unto those who much is given, and much was given to my children. So if they got anything new or had another opportunity, they had a chore or some kind of an obligation to match that. And on my son's 18th birthday, I asked him what he wanted, what he really wanted. And he said, nothing. I said, really? Why? He said, nothing. I don't want anything. I said, come on, really? What do you want? I don't want anything, Mom, because if I want something, I'm going to have another chore. And I really don't want any more chores. So I'm good. I have enough. We laughed about that. So when my kids were young, they'd say, well, when are we going to be free to do what everybody else does? And because they grew up and were born fetal alcohol and crack addicted, I said to them, you were born in a hole, and we have to work our way out of that hole until we're on level ground, and then we can run along with everybody else. But it's going to require more work from me, more work from you. And so, when their friends were going out and going to parties, they were at home with tutors working. When their friends were driving and going wherever they wanted to go, they were in music lessons and doing whatever it was that we could to level them up. And so they said, well, when are we going to get to be free? And I said, well, now it's time for me to tell you about the four freedoms. And of course, I made it up. And the four freedoms are these. The first freedom is the freedom to care for yourself. If you can take care of yourself without me needing to pay any bills or anything, then you have established the first freedom. If you can go to school and go to this party without me needing to drive you, without me needing to pick you up, without me needing to give you gas for a car, without you driving a car that I pay insurance on, you passed the first freedom. The second freedom is the freedom to care for others, to understand that my behavior has an impact on the behavior of others, because we live in a society and the self is social. I am a product or byproduct of everything and everyone that I come in contact with, and those things are connected to me. We are all connected. You cannot get in a car, put on your seatbelt, and not be concerned about the seatbelt of everybody in that car. You have the freedom to care for others. If you're driving a car and you don't drink and drive, you can't allow anybody else in that car that's drinking. So your first freedom is the freedom to care for yourself, to make sure you're fulfilling the obligations of self-care. And the second is the freedom to care for those who are around you. The third freedom, then, is the freedom to take care of the greater good. When you can truly say that I'm caring for myself, I'm caring for those in my orbit, and I'm caring for the greater good, then you can enter into the fourth freedom. And that is the freedom to do whatever you want. My kids looked at me and said, we ain't never gonna be free. I then explained to them, they were old enough to understand that the freedom to live knowing and caring for yourself, caring for others, caring for the greater good, those were tremendous freedoms. And once you've achieved that, you can walk easily in the world, because you know that what you do will leave an echo of love rather than an echo of destruction. Freedom comes at a cost. And we love to walk around talking about our freedoms. But if you're not even taking care of your own self, and then you don't want to care about the well-being of others, then is your freedom really free? My children understood it. And I'm grateful that they're living that way, striving to live that way. My son says, Mom, adulting is so hard, and I'm really just trying to get past that first two freedoms. We're going to get there, babies. We're going to get there with a lot of love, a lot of learning, a lot of responsibility. I love you.